Hey, I'm Bill Allen, a real estate investor from Nashville, Tennessee, and this is Seven Figure Flipping Q&A. All right, I got the first question here. I'm wrapping up my first flip. It looks like there will be $20,000 in profit. I was expecting $40,000 in profit. The property was $300,000 and I had it for 5 months. So what is the average profit you aim for when you're flipping a house? So when I got started, I put a minimum. Like what I was doing is I was actually looking for really big profits. Like my minimum was like $40,000 to $45,000. I actually made $43,000 on my first one and like $45,000 on my second one. But I said no to lots of deals and lots of opportunities. So on a deal like this, what I would like to see is about 15% profit with no less than about $30,000. So if I'm getting a $300,000 house, like the ARV is $300,000, I'd want about $45,000, $40,000 to $45,000 with no less than about maybe 25 to 30. But the problem is you have to build in contingencies. So there's a lot of times where things are going to pop up. So if you're planning for a $30,000 profit and you have a $5,000 to $7,000 overage, then next thing you know, you're in your 20s. So it's really going to depend on, is it your first deal? Are you really growing and scaling? But I typically look for about 15% return on my money. So in that case, it would be about $45,000 on a property like that. But if I had like a minimum of 30 grand, 35,000. So let's just say it's a $100,000 house. I wouldn't be looking for $15,000, right? So because the bigger the house, the more expensive the house is, a lot of times the bigger problems that you could run into. So I'd like a little bit more cushion there. So on a $100,000 house, I wouldn't be shooting for $15,000. I'd still be shooting for that minimum of $25,000 to $30,000. Hopefully that helps. All right, this next question came in from a wholesaler. So when I'm sending out my property and I'm giving potential buyers the cost, like my fee, the price of the property doesn't include my fee. So when I email out my property or I'm talking to somebody or I'm texting it and I'm wholesaling the property, do I tell the end buyer the fee? Do I just send them a price? And does that price include my fee? Okay, so in there, there's a couple things to unpack. So ultimately, what you want to do is you take the house that you have under contract if you're wholesaling the property. And then what you want to do is you want to add in your fee and then send it out. So remember, as a wholesaler, you are selling the contract for a fee. You're not selling the home, right? You're selling the contract for a fee. So whatever your fee is, I'm going to then build it in and I'm going to market that property with the purchase price that I have the house under contract for, plus my fee, and then that goes out. So typically, I don't want the buyer to know what my fee is until we get to the closing table, or ideally after we get to the closing table. So like separating the fees and the HUDs are really important so they don't kind of get spooked. And when I think about this, it's like, people say all the time, like, does the flipper really care how much money you're making as a wholesaler? And when I come back to that, the answer really is no. But when I think back, I was buying a house to flip from a wholesaler and I actually saw her fee on there. And even me, like having done hundreds and hundreds of properties at that time, and I've wholesaled hundreds at that time, right, to other people. I didn't really care about the fee, but I kind of did. Like when I saw that she was making $25,000, I was like, man, I wonder if I could have got a better deal on this. And so I could see if somebody's in a different mindset than me, and at the time is a very abundant mindset, had wholesaled hundreds of houses, made millions of dollars wholesaling, and I still looked at it a certain way. So your buyer is always going to wonder about your fee. They might not care or say they don't care, but they do care. So you're in a much stronger position in negotiation if you build that fee in and they don't see it. So yeah, build it in. When you market it, email it out, build your fee into the price of the property. All right, I had a lot of fun today. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me. And if you guys like what you hear here, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then there's a link in the description where you can click on and you can submit your questions. And who knows, on the next episode, I might be answering your questions that you have about wholesaling, flipping, raising money, anything that has to do with real estate investing. We can answer it for you. So make sure you click on the description, ask us your question, follow us on social media, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the little bell, you get the alerts. Every time we bring one of these new videos up, you'll see them right away. You'll get the information and be able to implement it in your business. I had a great time today, and I'll see you on the next one.